97 WOKI-FM, Oliver Springs, Knoxville, Phoenix, ADSK.
Good afternoon. It is 12 o'clock. Temperatures at 78 degrees, sunny skies in Knoxville. News Talk 98.7 WOKI. I'm Robin Joffe. The president says students have a right to protest, but not cause chaos.
Responding to the images of pro-Palestinian protests on college campuses, some turning violent, President Biden says he understands people have strong feelings and deep convictions.
It doesn't mean anything at all. It needs to be done without violence, without destruction, without hate.
The president says vandalism, destroying property, trespassing, and threatening people is not peaceful protest.
It's the right to protest, not the right to cause chaos.
President Biden also says there is no place for hate speech, whether it is anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, or discrimination against Arab American or Palestinian Americans. In Washington, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
And police have begun to clear those encampments, arresting several students. The university has decided to move all classes to remote learning today and tomorrow there at the UCLA campus. And then also police department releasing body camera footage showing a deadly officer-involved shooting that happened in Fountain City.
KPD officials say Officer Seth Bueller responded to an Exxon gas station at 5306 North Broadway around 5:30 p.m. on April 17th. While there, a witness reportedly told Bueller that 41-year-old William McBride Jr. was acting aggressively at the gas station and was armed with 2 knives. KPD reports Bueller fired at least once, hitting McBride. He was taken in critical condition to the hospital where he died from his injuries. We have a link to the full footage released by KPD on our website, newstalk987.com. I'm Travers, Newstalk 987, WKI.
The Knox County Board of Education appears united across the aisle in pushing back against a bill Governor Bill Lee has signed into law, creating a pathway to arming teachers and staff inside Tennessee schools. WVLT is reporting that there are 2 resolutions in the board's May 9th meeting agenda that call for rejecting the notion of arming teachers in schools. Ultimately, the resolutions say the same thing. Knox County Schools is satisfied with law enforcement officers inside the schools handling the security of its students, only the wording is different. If the resolution passes, Knox County Schools will be the 3rd district to declare it won't let teachers carry in East Tennessee. It will follow Oak Ridge Schools and Anderson County Schools. The Morristown Police Department is warning residents of a current scam. The caller is identifying himself as being MPD Chief Overholt.
You need something, huh? One of your rides? Let me know.
Demanding a payment utilizing cash and or a gift card. Members of the Morristown Police Department say they will never call you requesting money and that no government agency takes payment with any type of gift card. MPD says there are many similar scams, and they recommend you not give out personal information or payment over the phone unless you are absolutely sure who you are speaking with. Former President Donald Trump back in a New York City courtroom for more witness testimony. A hearing was also held early this morning for allegations that he violated a court-ordered gag order.
Blanche really going after Michael Cohen. Mr. Blanche showed some and talked about some tweets and some postings that Michael Cohen, the expected star witness in this trial, has made over the past several weeks, including showing a doll of President Trump in an orange jumpsuit. Mr. Blanche is trying to show that there is no gag order on Michael Cohen and that his client, former President Trump, is within the legal boundaries to attack Cohen and attack others who are attacking him. The judge has found that the former president violated 9 of the gag order rulings in terms of speaking out about the jury and witnesses in this case. The former president faces 4 new ones, including one in which he attacked the jury, saying that the jury is 95% Democratic.
Currently, we have 78 degrees, sunny skies
I'll bring
in
it by.
Knoxville. The
Bye.
Bongino
I'll
Show
get back
up
to work.
next. Robin Joffe on your station for News and Talk in East Tennessee. News Talk 98.7.
Today, so he's like Knox.com. So join me in turning back the clock. Everything started on Railway with Bill Williams, Landon Doan, and Robin Joffe on Bill's Show. Weekdays 6 to 10 on News Talk 98.7 WOKI. This is 9:10 on Gino Show 6, exclusively on News Talk 98.7 WOKI. And the Putrid Swan. You're listening to the Ben Bongino Show. Ben Bongino. The kids remember
after his morning sniffing routines, walking around, sniffing. He's like a dog. You know, a dog walks around the yard sniffing first. He walks around sniffing for remnants of kids. He's got the guy that follows him, the New York City guy. The white I think Orangutan. He's been sniffing with, you know? Jim, why you got it? Do you remember this guy? That's actual footage today. He follows Biden around because they know it makes for really ridiculous, disgusting, gross snapshots and sound bites. The guy has to follow him around to be sure he doesn't sniff kids. So, you know, after his morning sniffing routine where he was exercising his ethnoturbinates, is that what those are called? The tissue that I saw that. I remember in Secret Service school explaining to us about dogs can sniff better than humans. For all you dog lovers out there, let me go to. Anyone know? Is it the ethnoturbinates? Does Biden have like extra special ones? Does he have like is that why he's like a special sniff for kids? So he started. Is that Lucy? Is she up here? It's Lucy. It's like finagles away to the studio every day. All I hear is that thing, the collar. So he gave a speech finally. It's only been almost 2 weeks of a bunch of Nazis and kill the Jews people taking over college campuses. And Biden finally decided, you know what? Maybe I should talk about this. Like, wow, look at leadership. Man, this guy's like Patton. He's so good at this. He's so great. The kid sniffer finally decided to say something. And it's incredible because he's still... Jim, I'm going to go a little bit out of order. Can you play Karine Jean-Pierre? Cut 4. Here's Karine Jean-Pierre just yesterday. Just to be clear to set the table for the show right now. The kid sniffing Reverend King, right, in the White House, right? He's spoken to everyone. He's spoken to everyone. The National Archivist about prosecuting Donald Trump. He's spoken to Fonnie Willis and Lena Drew, you know what I mean? He's spoken to Twinkie Steve. Matter of fact, he's spoken to the Twinkie Steve prosecution team in New York that the number 3 official at DOJ actually gave the opening statement at the trial. Anyone who hates Donald Trump, the kid sniffing Reverend King, he has spoken to that person. There is a terrorist kill the Jews rally in Colombia that erupted into a riot where they took over a building in a most important city, New York City. And here's Karine Jean-Pierre when asked, hey, have you guys spoken to Colombia? Are you too busy talking to Twinkies or sniffing kids? Here's her answer. Check this out.
And if anyone in the administration been in touch with administrators, leaders at Columbia or any of these universities, even if he's working, we have been called to read out at this time. Obviously, we're closely monitoring the situation. We're getting regular updates, and we're just gonna keep it there. Just don't have anything to share as far as also readouts.
No, I wasn't sniffing kids. I was actually. No kids. So they've spoken to everyone. The National Archivist met with the White House counsel. The National Archivist. Why should the National Archivist be meeting with the White House counsel? Oh, because of the prosecution of Donald Trump with the Mar-a-Lago Sturge Republic. You got officials leaving high-ranking positions in the Department of Justice to go work another hoax trial in a dingy courtroom in New York City. You got the Joe Biden DOJ prosecuting Donald Trump left and right because they can't beat him in the polls, which have turned just apocalyptic at this point for Joe Biden. Apocalyptic. And yet, Biden's spoken to nobody. As she's such a tool. He really is. This guy is a disgrace to humankind. And you know, this is the one show that we're going to call it like it is. The guy's a bum. He's a kid-sniffing, sociopathic lion. Anti-American, weaponizing government, tyrant, loser, and the receipts are everywhere. Want to get into that debate? Bring it, jerkwads. I'll debate anytime. You've still yet to explain the thousands of dollars in checks we have. It's probably likely more. We know there's millions of transactions. In checks Biden's received from the Chinese Communist Party through family members, you still haven't explained what that was for. It was for services, you know what I mean? Services. Really? Services? What kind of services? Gutter cleaning? What were you doing? What were you doing? Changing oils? Like a Jiffy Lube? Yeah, that's he's going to hear Joe make a story. It was leaf guard or something. Biden guard. No one's explained that. No one's yet to explain all the photos of him and his son with all these business partners. No one's yet to explain any of this. Why he's always sniffing kids. No one's yet to explain why he continues to lie about being some civil rights activist. And why he's written an entire autobiography that's just a biography, not an autobiography, because it's not him. It's just someone else. Who it is? I don't know. It's maybe no one. No one's yet to explain any of this. But here he is just now before finally addressing the campus chaos he caused, because this is Joe Biden's America. He's a bum. That's what happened. People like losers. Here he is suggesting a couple of things. He basically got this under control, but this is not a... He respects free speech. Joe Biden respects free speech. Is he unaware there was a hearing yesterday on Capitol Hill?
I got a customer for you right now.
White House officials from his administration testifying they hate free speech. Did he miss that? Here, check this out.
There's the right to protest, but not the right to cause chaos. People have the right to get an education, the right to get a degree, the right to walk across the campus safely without fear of being attacked. Let's be clear about this as well. There should be no place on any campus, no place in America for anti-Semitism or threats of violence against Jewish students. There is no place for hate speech or violence of any kind, whether it's anti-Semitism, Islamophobia, or discrimination against Arab Americans or Palestinian Americans. It's simply wrong. There's no place for racism in America. It's all it's on America. I understand people have strong feelings and deep convictions. In America, we respect the right and protect the right for them to express that. But it doesn't mean anything goes. It needs to be done without violence, without destruction, without hate, and within the law. And I'll make no mistake, as president, I will always defend free speech. And I will always be just as strongly stand up for the rule of law. That's my responsibility to you, the American people, my obligation to the Constitution. Thank you very much. No. Thank you.
Do you think the National Guard should intervene?
No.
So all of a sudden, Joe Biden, who is involved in an international influence peddling scheme, Joe Biden's the law and order guy. What, for the Chinese Communist Party? The same guy where crime rates have spiked in big cities. And by the way, he's the FBI, so if you're out there wetting your diaper right now, you can take that diaper and chew on it for all I care. You don't know. Really? Where? Big cities and where be the ones that don't report crimes, the FBI data statistics, you're citing, you guys never know anything you stupid all the time. Or is it just kind of a Wednesday, Thursday thing we're doing? Is that what that is? Midweek? You reserve special degrees of stupidity. You ever know what you're talking about? He's the free speech guy? Jim, I'm sorry, I'm going to go away. This is really so important to do this to show you, like, the warnings that fall for this stuff. If you want content, here is Biden's top staffer, Rob Flaherty, up on the Hill yesterday. He just said, listen, I'm not basically doing anything about these protests because I believe in free speech. This is his White House, like, top guy of this stuff. Guy's name was Rob Flaherty. On the road yesterday, on Capitol Hill, admitting that they corrupted the social media.
A traffic accident looking like that.
I just don't like God. I can't expect.
Social media companies make editorial decisions at the scale of hundreds of millions per second. They decide what content gets shown to whom and in what order. My office encouraged those companies to exercise that editorial discretion to avoid spreading inaccurate information, particularly related to the ongoing pandemic.
The White House encouraged, by the way, the government doesn't encourage stuff with the threat of a barrel of a gun in your face, okay? They encourage social media companies to censor. I love how they use the euphemism. Use editorial. I don't think it was, I think they're Section 230, they're platforms, right? Not publishers. Now we're saying they're publishers. So 230 doesn't apply. By the way, Todd, very funny. Todd says Joe Biden is providing services. Snippy, Jeff, very good. That's very good. That can mean a lot. Especially because we got to be careful. We did see the left. And even the rest of the family had issues too. We'll get to that sometime. I'm still around. It's hard for me to take these people seriously. You know, it's interesting how Republicans, we have these intra-party rights. We do about things we believe in. And I'm not telling you our party is, you know, above reproach and we don't screw things up. We do. Republicans up on Capitol Hill. Well, gotten almost nothing right over the last couple of years. Sad, but true. But suggesting to me with a straight face that the Democrats are not the primary driving force between the malignant cancers destroying America, I'm laughing in your face. I'm laughing in your face, and there's nothing you can do. How does that? Nothing. I'm laughing in your dopey face. You've got a bunch of people on college campuses. I'm not, for the 10,000th time, I'm not talking about people who are exercising their First Amendment rights. You are protected by God-given rights, even from your life. The term hate speech means nothing. Don't say it, but it means nothing. It means whatever liberals or other political losers want it to be. Speech is protected. But not all speech. And I don't have to do a rudimentary Charlie Brown encyclopedia press. You won't get it. I can't call you on the phone and go, Mr. Jim, I'm coming over to kill you. I spoke. Not allowed to do that. Nobody's hiding. Nobody's hiding. We understand this, but do not come back to me on Facebook and waste my time. I'm really asking me for just pure stupidity. My entire life's been dedicated to free speech. Jim's going to be filling in tomorrow on the radio. I will be in for the podcast. Jim is going to be filling in. We're going to cover some of the stuff I do on the podcast. And it's taken me a little bit to put this together. That's the reason I'm not talking about it now. But if you're getting sucked into this free speech debate, which that's not what this is about. These people had free speech on UCLA and Columbia for 10 days. They can't be finally said it's a private united. It's not yours. This is free speech. I mean, you're not going to be here. If you fell for this, you did it wrong. I'll make it here. Quick tell. Make it even easier for you. If you're incapable of doing these statements, I don't care your political persuasion. I come up to the door and I just walk around. Just came in. With a sign on your GPS now. Free Palestine's free speech. I can go out on the sidewalk and say that wherever I want. Get me arrested for saying free Palestine. There is no Palestine. It doesn't matter. You're allowed to say whatever you want. Even if it doesn't exist. But I can't say it in your house. If you ask me to leave, it's not what I say. It's what you want. Biden is looking at the free speech thing to sucker in conservative. It's nothing to do with free speech. Zero. They took over a building. And given the opportunity for 10 days of peace, but now you've got to go to this class. They said no. They were not threatening their speech. They were for being in an area to be. I'm going to get this together for the podcast we're working. The same people funding Kill the Jews rallies on college campuses, the same people doing it. That's why I laugh when some people claim to be Republicans, like that group called, we call them, I guess, Cola that Dan, whatever his name. Do you understand the people funding this? And we'll bring the receipts tomorrow. Funding these rallies are the same people funding international institutions, censoring libertarians and conservatives and Republicans? What, you mean the same kind of people? No, you need the same people. Which group people? Really? The same people funding these people are funding censoring you. You don't understand that? And you got suckered into this. Biden is all about free speech. You guys just admitted on Capitol Hill yesterday, I'm going to call that later, that they coordinate to censor people. And you felt, I got to think,
Volcano. Father's Day and graduations are coming around the corner. If you're looking for unique... Mention me, Phil. What do you supplements in Europe? Which Yo Networks, though. Yeah, really, you could stat the both of them is pretty cool. There are things liberals say. Then there is reality. Find out the difference.
Full of laughter, captivating music, and magical moments. It's a family outing you won't want to miss. Bring your loved ones and experience the wonder of small world. Fairy Tale come to life on stage. Get your tickets now at knoxthelouder.org.
Hello.
Let's face it, nothing makes you look older than you really are than thinning hair. But what if you could not only increase your hair count, but promote new hair growth
Off we go.
without surgery, without drugs with potential side effects, and without a prescription from your doctor? Well, now you can, thanks to a breakthrough new supplement called Hair Grow, provided by New Nordic, the #1 supplier of dietary supplements in Europe. Hair Grow is now available in the U.S. Only Hair Grow contains Topogaya, a powerful antioxidant that has received a U.S. patent. Multiple clinical studies show Hair Grow is safe and effective in promoting new hair growth. In one study, 95% of the patients using Hair Grow saw increased hair counts. Don't lose more time and more hair. Try Hair Grow today to feel and look your best. Just go to newnordicusa.com or visit Walgreens or Amazon to purchase. Look younger and feel more confident with Hair Grow by New Nordic at newnordicusa.com. Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But you could get both. Why not? Especially when it comes to healthcare. And that's MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month switching to MediShare. That's huge. But it's also true people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The member satisfaction rate for MediShare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. And that's because MediShare works. It's been around for more than 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge PPO network. So yeah, really, you can save a ton, like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or you're part of the gig economy or you just want a plan you're happy with, call right now and get a price within 2 minutes. Here's the number. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51.
This is the Dan Bongino Show on the News and Talk of East Tennessee. News Talk 98.7 WOKI. There are things that will say, then it's real. Find out the difference here. The Dan Bongino Show. Hey, one more thing about the Kid Sniffers.
Thank you so much.
3-minute presser on the campus chaos in the country and basically around the world exploding on his watch. Chaos everywhere. There's chaos everywhere. Right now. There's chaos everywhere. Lloyd Austin, the defense secretary, was even forced under oath on Capitol Hill yesterday to basically admit that global chaos is happening too. Joe Biden is the single most destructive political force we've seen in modern times. Not even close. Not even close. But one of the things that really irked me about his ridiculous, 3-minute press conference on this campus chaos is I hate when people do this. And Democrats do this all the time. They do these equivocations. Biden doesn't care about anti-Semitism. He doesn't. If he did, he would call it out and just say it. But because he killed the Jews crowd, he wants their votes. Why he wants someone like that to vote for them is pretty gross, but he wants someone, he needs those votes. He does this thing Democrats do all the time. You've all probably seen it. Jim, you've seen it, right? Anti-Semitism and Islamophobia. Oh, okay, great, but that's not what's happening. There's no Islamophobia on college campuses right now. You've got a bunch of people with from the river to the sea sign, free Palestine. If someone had a sign, I promise you, and Jim would do, said, kill Muslims, we'd be the first ones to condemn that. The first one. It's not happening. It's only Biden making it up. Father's Day and graduations are coming around the corner. If you're looking for a unique gift, you've got to check out some personalized receiver covers from Henry Repeating. They can engrave any message up to 20 words, and the process is easy, affordable, and it doesn't require a gun. Just go to henryusa.com and type personalized in the search box, and you'll find step-by-step instructions.
They're available for Henry's Golden Boy and Golden Boy Silver rifles, which come in 3 calibers, 22 LR, 22 Magnum, and 17 HMR. These guns are already head turners, and when you add the custom receiver cover, do you own a house that is in rough? For more information, go to, these are the people who want to see with Eat Entry, Liberal News. Hi, this is John with ProSource Home Buyers. I buy houses cash. If you have a house and you want to sell it fast at a fair price, call me. 865-500-3711. I pay cash and close as quickly as you'd like. I buy houses in any condition, any price range, in any location. I buy several houses per month, and I want to buy more. I buy inherited houses, divorce houses, I buy in-payment houses. I even buy my tenant won't pay me to rent houses. You own a house that is in rough shape and needs thousands of dollars on repairs? Great, because I love buying these houses. Vacant, abandoned houses, condemned houses, and even foreclosed houses. If you own a house and you want to sell it fast, call me at 865-500-3711. That's 865-500-3711. That's 865-500-3711. The best use of your time. Yet, our world is rapidly changing, and those changes impact the lives and well-being of those who are retired and those who are nearing retirement. Tune in to More Living with Jim Roman as he shares important news and advice on issues like lifestyle, freedom, health and fitness, financial planning, investments, and more. That's More Living with Jim Roman, Saturday mornings at 9 and again at 3, right here on Newstalk 98.7 WOKI.
I've been hearing about this internet thing. Anything to it?
Yeah, boss. We at Cumulus Digital design and run our website.
Wouldn't the internet help our sales?
Already has. But Cumulus Digital helps with ranking research.
When it comes to weight loss, one size does not fit all. At Bragg Weight Loss and Wellness, powered by Nutribus, Dr. Terry Bragg provides the educational tools you need to manage your weight.
Let's go, please.
No chemicals. Dr. Bragg is the team approach, creating a personalized roadmap for a healthy lifestyle, including pre-plan, supplements, and support. Those participants lose 20 pounds in 40 days. For information, go to BraggWeightLossandWellness.com and start living your most healthy life.
East Tennessee, this is Dan Bongino, News Talk 98.7 WOKI.
Immigrant just hit my...
Congratulations on today. Good call. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. It's all good. Look, appreciate it. Sorry, I'm completing some of the messages. I don't know what's going on. Trying to see the little thing. That's what we just done. So check me out the thing. We were watching some day or doing something. And she turned your mic up and said, well, we didn't have no sound for it. I said, we stopped. You know, I'm thank you. If you go into the house, put some things to walk down, this is the other things. It's the most stupid. Okay, good. So I'm not crazy. And we were doing a video show, too, but sometimes the audio is even kind of more intense of us just describing it. So during the break, apparently there was some, the Kill the Jews rally was going on. Another one at Portland State University, very liberal, probably campus over there. So a bunch of these, pro-terrorist kids, of course, in the Antifa masks and everything. Usually the same kids showing up to disrupt President Trump's inauguration if he wins. They proceed to, this just happened a little bit. They must have cut off a Rubbermaid type garbage can. You know, these garbage cans you see. They must have cut it in half, and they're using it as kind of like a shield. So they have to be, by the way, these kids are like 120 pounds with 70 pounds of sand strapped to their back with their little ninja masks on. This just goes to show you, if the left, I oppose violence, I've said that 1,000 times, but if the left were ever to start a civil war, trust me, it would end terrible. It would end terrible. Dude comes up, charges the cops, charges at the cops Wait, Jim, you saw it, right? These fake Captain America skills, I don't know what he was doing. I don't even know if he's running or skipping like it's like grade school. He gets to these cops. Why are they giving you two garbage cans running at us? The cops just like let out this kid. And I don't know if they were like trying to be the Avengers. Like, Avengers, unite! And they thought it's going to be like this big clash of forces. All you see is these 5 or 6 morons charging the cops like...
I got a customer for you right now.
They just get leveled like ass over tea kettle on the ground. It's like the most hilarious thing. If they ever instigate a civil war, it'll be the single most comical act of ridiculosity you've ever seen in your life. I mean, I'm all. You see the wish list Bill Melugin put out the UCLA protesters had? So the UCLA protesters who were, they killed the Jews crap on UCLA, they put out a list yesterday of approval documents here of things they wanted. Bill Melugin, a great reporter at Fox, tweeted this out. These are the people who want a civil war in the United States. Not us. No, they keep poking us. We just want to be left alone. But they keep poking us. This is what they want. This is real, not a joke. Fox News gave the Google document for the list of needs UCLA protesters at the campus requested. It includes vegan and gluten-free food, super bright flesh with strobes. Why would you want those? Rope and zip ties. Here's where it gets hilarious. They want lotion. And right after lotion, if you eat, they want knee pads. Will you have to say this on the air? It's right here. Well, it's not a joke. It's new, folks. It's new. You better get in touch with John, B&B guy. Dude, he's our FCC liaison. This is very real. I promise you it's not a satire saying. You can look at Bill Melugin, tweet yourself. They want vegan and gluten-free food to protest. So in the middle of their Kill the Jews plan, it's chance, they're going to eat their vegan and gluten-free. They want rope and zip ties. And they want lotion and knee pads. The list goes, yeah, Jim, there's a couple other things. They want no package food, because, God forbid they have some stuff in the microwave. And they don't want bagels either. No, seriously, it's all of a sudden, no bagels. These are your revolutionaries, folks. These are revolutionaries. I'm just saying on the left because I'm desperately trying to avoid the violence schism in this country. I've spoken out repeatedly about how once the red line of political violence is crossed, there's no turning back. When you've seen real violence, and you're a young cop in New York sitting on a bunch of DOAs, that's what all the rookies get. No one wants to sit on a DOA. You want to sit there staring at a dead body for 8 hours till the medical examiner shows up? No.
I got to pick up not too far from you.
And when you're in a precinct like this, New York, Brooklyn, which was my first assignment. Unfortunately, there were a lot of deals. Someone was shot probably 2 or 3 times. And when you're sitting there behind your station, you got his brains blown out on a bunch of potatoes on a bodega floor, and you're sitting there for 3-4 hours staring at it. Yeah, it kind of impacts you. It hurts a lot. It leaves a lot of scars. And I know a lot of you military heroes out there, patriots, who I love, I adore. You guys and you ladies out there, you got balls, man. You got my utmost respect. My greatest shame in my life is never stood. I had an opportunity, and the police department called first, and that's no excuse because I needed the money, and I regretted it ever since. But you know that, I've seen it, and I've seen it a lot. I sat on a lot of DOAs, a lot of DOAs. You understand fully that you do not want to reach that door into political violence. If you go there and that violence is home, I promise you, you're going to regret it. I don't care what side. So consider what the public service is about. This is the best you've got. Your revolutionary want lotion is defense. I want you to understand that your lotion and knee pads, that you have a bunch of people in the United States on a different side of the political aisle who just want to be left alone. They don't want trouble, they certainly don't want violence, and they don't want their country torn. But if you're going to bring it, and you really want this, and you leave them no available option, people you're dealing with on the other side are far different from. They're farmers, military men and women, they're cops, they're steel workers. You ever see those guys, steel workers, with the hard hats on, and carpenters and stuff? You ever notice they've got this almost you've never seen, I'm not talking about bodybuilding strength, I'm talking about real world strength. The farmers do, you ever see that? That farm boy strength up in green. Got thirst. Tell me I'm lying. How do I know? I love Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, grappling, and wrestling. Did it for years, 20 years. And baby, I'm telling you, you get one of these farm kids that comes in there, grew up on a farm in the ag space, wrestling experience at all. It's like wrestling a fire hydrant. You can do whatever you want, they're just not going to move. Like, no, I'm going to get him in an arm pump. Oh, good luck. Yeah, good luck with that. Are you really sure that a bunch of people with requesting lotion and knee pads and no bagels, that you want to start a countrywide civil war with that group? What do you call it? Flyover and revolutionaries. Should have listened to that guy from 7 Days in a Heavy. One plumber is worth about 200 revolutionaries. You guys are toying with the wrong people. Everybody in this country on our side of the political law just wants to be left alone. You leave us alone, we'll leave you alone. You want to do your crazy crap in your liberal state, you don't like it, but if that's what you voted for, you do yours. Just keep it the hell out of our cities. Don't move down here. We don't want you. We don't like you at all. Not even a little bit. We don't want you. Don't come. Please don't. I live in Florida. It is a wonderful place. I live in Martin County, the greatest place on earth. Please do not move here. Nobody wants you here. The residents down here can't stand. How do I know? I go to places they complain all the time about liberals moving down here, moving the county with a sense of entitlement. Don't come down here. Stay out of Texas, Chip. You can speak to Texas. Everyone you talk to, same thing. Just stay out. You stay out. You already moved University of Tennessee. You moved a lot of New Mexico. You moved a lot of Nevada. Just stay where you are. I'm talking about conservatives. So if you conservatives, you are welcome anytime. But liberals, just stay the hell out. I'm serious. It's a free country. You can go. I mean, I can't stop you because we're not maniacs like you. I'm just telling you, nobody wants you anyway.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's for Brad. You know, Brad. Stats. Yeah,
Call just came in.
We didn't ask.
It's up on your GPS now.
No one's asked. No. Florida, Texas, Louisiana, a lot of friends at all these places. We just want to be left alone. You want to go on these crazy college campuses and tearing them up? I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to be straight and candid. The only reason I even find these stories interesting is because I believe in protecting innocent people. Because I'm not a crazy lunatic a-hole loser like a lot of leftists, okay? And when I see a Jewish kid, I don't care what his politics are. I don't care. That's not my business. But when I see a Jewish kid on a college campus, and a black young man too, I'm going to play on my podcast, being told, oh, this isn't the Jew entrance and you're not allowed to go here, I'm sorry, but I'm reminded of a dark time in American history that I'm not going back to. And I'm not going to let anyone else in my audience go back without knowing the facts too. That's the only reason I'm interested. You want to do crazy stuff in your liberal campuses? And you want to do liberal nutty stuff? Then I can't stop you. I don't go there. My kid doesn't go there either. I tell you what my kid goes. He goes to a very free speech-oriented campus. You know how many problems they've had with this? Yeah, exactly zero.
I get fired from work hard.
Trades. The school my daughter goes to is at the top of free speech rankings. I thought this was a free speech. How come there's no big kill the Jews rallies over there? Because people aren't crazy. The only reason I'm interested in this is that it's our job as conservatives to conserve stuff. And it doesn't only mean conserving stuff for the people we like. That's what liberals do. Oh, you know, don't censor our things, but censor those things. I'm not playing that. I'm not doing any of it. By the way, I got a quick update on it. Did you guys hear that story about the North Carolina frat that saved the American flag falling from the ground? The picture went goofy. It was a University of North Carolina fraternity. Long story short. They were in the middle of a rally to kill the Jewish crowd. Of course, the pro-terrorists were trying to mess with the American flag, and this frat, this fraternity, protected the flag, and there was a picture taken, and these guys became instant heroes. There's a GoFundMe set up. They want to throw a rager party for this frat. And Jim, it raised something like, you remember, like $300,000 or something like that? So, last night, doing a sauna thing, trying to melt off some plaque on my arteries, right? I get out and I'm sweating like crazy. Probably an unnecessary detail. But my phone rings and it's Johnny Rich. Yeah, John Rich, country singer, good friend of the show, known from his solo career. You know him from Big and Rich. He's just a great guy. Big conservative, loves America. He's like, Danny Boom Bonds, I've got an idea. I said, what is it, Johnny Rich? He said, I want to offer these kids, this UNC flag, a free concert by one and only Johnny Rich. I'll drive my bus over there. Absolutely. I just want to put on a concert for these kids because we need to celebrate people who do stuff like this. He's about, I don't know if you want to do your shows with them. I do the radio podcast from Brett. I said, John, Adam, I am 100% in on that deal. I will do it. It's, of course, up to the kids. Make a big political thing out of the whole thing. These guys did the right thing. However, I am 100% about doing it. It is, we got to back up people who do the right thing. So it was nice for John to offer, and we'll see what they say. I know John was reaching out to him to kind of set that up. So if we do it, it'll be a pretty banger show. So I'll keep you updated. All right, coming up next. Folks, the campaign is really, really getting ugly for the Biden team. The numbers and the latest polls are venturing into right now apocalyptic territory. They are way beyond a lot of these swing states, more anyone would consider to be the most popular state of America. In other words, even if the polls were desperately wrong, Donald Trump still wins. It's that bad. And it's bad. It's an entire lawfare strategy. Well, J.D. Vance set the fires for serial appearance on CNN. I'll play that for you in a couple minutes. Despite everything the Fed's been trying, we're still feeling the effects of inflation. Filling up your car, grocery shopping, home in the cyber. Smart boxes ship the hay bales and stuff from the Brogan Financial Studio. You are listening to the Dan Bongino Show on News Talk 98.7 WOKI. America, land of the free, home of the Dan Bongino Show. You know, before I had this permanent midday slot on the station you're listening to right now, I used to do our film in New York with Brady, and I would do morning shows. Morning shows are totally different. They all have that kind of new atmosphere. You want it to feel very family-like, and so, you know, the stories aren't as intense because it's the morning. It's at 6 a.m., and, you know, you'll mix in sports and entertainment. But you'll see these, what they call like talks, like these topics that come up, and they'll randomly come up, and people will just blow up the phone. Mike, you know what you were, right? You just bring it up, and all of a sudden the phone line just explodes. You're like, where'd that come from? That just happened. I brought up Family Straight, and about 100 people messaged me on Facebook. Dude, you're so right, that's real. I'm telling you, it's real. If you go up to a farm, and hay bales and stuff, they like the freakiest level strength. I know. Get the wrestling, grappling, jiu-jitsu, ground fighting stuff. These dudes will follow you around like they'll grab you by a leg and turn around and spin you. Like a, you know, like the terrible power at a Steelers game? Yeah, that is real. What's going on? I'm telling you, it's real. Get in a tussle with a kid who grew up on a farm. I'm just warning you, I don't care. I won the heavyweight UFC. Great. I love that stuff.
Okay, let's go.
Just don't do it. There's that video on social media, it went around Twitter forever, on that guy at the gas station. He's like, what's the proof when he goes to fight the farm kid? It was not good. It was not, I didn't. Don't do it. I couldn't warn the kid. This is not going to end well for you. It's just not. Farmwood strength is real. So I'm telling you, he's left. Sure you want to start a fight with the rest of America? We don't want that. They must be left alone. But I wouldn't do it. I'm saying it's a really, really stupid idea. You're eventually going to push people too far. Don't do it. Huge mistake. I'm trying to save you. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my smoke the peace. Don't snip. And you're saving weather and economic storm. You got to think about what you put away for the future. You know, inflation. You can rent your staff a lot of that work. Just eat your money and buy real estate. The economy's built on a mountain of debt and falling house products. Yeah. There are very few physical assets you can invest in that stand the test of time. Well, one of them is gold. Gold is
Thank you so much.
That's why people are flocking to it now. My goal from that many times is busier than ever. BIRC. Do a little known tax loophole.
It was illegal and fighting back against the judge's order.
But Rubio.
To ticket, this is News Talk 98.7 WOKI. Ticket with News Talk 98.7. Weekdays for the national keywords and text them to 95819. Franchise winner gets an all-expense-paid trip for two to the concert and steady on your choice. Ticket with News Talk 98.7. The Dan Bongino Show. Weekdays from noon to 3 on News Talk 98.7 WOKI.
Guess they ain't gonna get tickets for Knoxville Airport.
From the NYPD to the Secret Service, behind the microphone, taking the fight to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Dan Bongino Show. It is Dan Bongino.
So if Vance is, and again, I promise you this. This is the kind of thing where someone in the internal Trump orbit had told me this. It would be unfair to them to put this out in the air. So I'm not doing it. I'm just reading what's in conservative outlets. I respect and people who have some inside sources. Because J.D. Vance is at the top of the charts for a potential vice presidential pick. It's been pretty much narrowed down. And, you know, from what I'm hearing, at least, it's not my opinion. I'm telling you, it's out there. Kristi Noem, I think, got hurt by the dog story. You know, for as much as I love dogs, I can't get distracted right now. So we have a country to save. So that's why we haven't spent any time. We're single-minded focus right now on getting Joe Biden, Reverend Kane out of office today. But Rubio apparently is up there. Marco Rubio. I've heard Vance's name. Doug Burgum's been moving up on the charts. North Dakota governor. Apparently he's impressed the family a bit. So, but Vance has been a consistent top-tier pick for Donald Trump from what I'm hearing from people. And it's reasons like this. You know, he looks the part, acts the part, walks the part. That's an important thing because that's what politics is. You got to look the part, act the part, talk the part because it is a part. The part is politician. He was on CNN with Caitlin Collins, who's an hour. This woman is a Jim shaking his head. But both of us can't understand how Caitlin Collins is somehow a primetime host on a cable news network. It's bizarre. See, when I had a show on Fox, we actually had ratings. We ended up show on Saturday night. Like, we actually produced an audience, which is what you do in that business. You produce earlobes and eyeballs for people. But Vance just eviscerated her in this 30-second clip. And this kind of sums up the Democrats' entire strategy for this campaign, which is blown up.
I got a job going right now.
Listen.
It's pretty unusual for the number 3 person in the Department of Justice to then go to the New York prosecutor's office to bring a bogus case against Donald Trump, and then to have the judge presiding over that case to be a donor to Biden-Harris. I think that's pretty unusual, Caitlin, and really is, aside from your views or anyone else's views about Donald Trump, this is a real threat to Americans' trust in the legal system. If you look at polling, even a lot of folks who are going to vote for Joe Biden think that the lawfare against Donald Trump is bogus. We're destroying faith in the American system of law and order to try to bring down Joe Biden's political opponent. That's a threat to democracy.
Now, I'm playing that clip for a couple of reasons. It's not what you think. Yeah, it was a great clip where he tells CNN, it's like, you guys are a bunch of tyrants and buffoons, and this is why it's so good up in your face. And that's great. Fantastic. But the real reason I'm playing it second, you understand that these campaigns, I can't say it enough or emphasize it, campaigns are nothing more than contracts. In a two-party system, they are always going to be binding. Not always, most of the time. Outside of Ross Perot, John Anderson, they're going to be binding. You're going to have Bill Clinton, Bob Dole, John McCain, Barack Obama, Hillary Clinton, Donald Trump. You're going to have two choices. So in a binary, in contrast to like a parliamentary system where you could have 10, 15 people, a binary is about contrast. Contrasts don't work that well in systems where 10 or 15 people are running for that's a dramatic example, but you get the point. But when it's me versus you, contrasts work great. And the one thing Biden had going for him, or he thought he had going for him, with independents, Democrats get both of them. They will go lockstep. They're like, what he had going for him is he thought he was going to be the candidate of stability, normalcy, and law and order. He was going to bring order back to the United States after the chaotic Trump years. That's their line, not mine. But that's what they ran on. I got more of this coming up later. This was their contract. I need vote for me for reason A. Reason A is this. I'm the senior statesman in the U.S. Senate. I was the vice president. I'm a really nice guy with this great family. And folks, stop laughing. I get it. I'm telling you that they're sitting here, right? Law and order, that's my thing. Instead, this has turned into what he perceives as the biggest asset is actually turned into his biggest liability. Reminds me of that scene in the Brad Pitt zombie World War Z. The virologist shoots himself accidentally on the cargo plane, and he's like, nature's beat. Like she has this way of hiding weaknesses and making it appear to be her strengths. And this is what the Biden's doing right now. He's running as stability while he's got his opponent locked up in a dingy courtroom in Manhattan, claiming he's doing it because, quote, influence above the law. And yet Americans are watching every cable news channel across America as a bunch of terror-supporting Kill the Jews crowd people basically running around showing everyone that they're above the law. The contrast, folks, could not be more devastating. Think about it. You got Donald Trump in a courtroom in Manhattan, the former president of the United States, who's likely to be the next one. He's sitting there right now. Well, you've got a bunch of kids raging all over campus, destroying property, taking buildings. It's hard to take that seriously, especially when you're bathed in it every day. It's something we want, man. This is just it's a lefty, stupid idea. Thanks. It reminds me of the contrast we set up in the beginning of the show that Biden's trying to run with, too. That all of a sudden this is about free speech.
This is a job need right now.
About 12. Get Rashida Tlaib. He loves her. She's like, Rashida Tlaib can't get enough of this terror. Democrat Congresswoman. Absolutely ridiculous. These contracts they're trying to set up are laughable because the American people can see it. I hate to use that term, the American people, as if they're speaking for everyone. There's no question this campus chaos has been a national story. Biden's claiming you're the one. Look, I got Trump in jail. Everybody's watching the whole country meltdown. Here's Rashida Tlaib, hilariously again, but she's like Biden, claiming no, it's not about law and order on campus. This is about not censoring people on the First Amendment. Keep in mind, this is the party that said, if you say a face diaper doesn't work, well, we will push YouTube and everyone else to ban everything. None of your contrasts are actually working. They're ridiculous, insane people. Listen to this.
I am deeply concerned about the escalating repression of First Amendment protected speech and assembly on college campuses across our country. To all the elected university boards and appointed presidents, it needs to be very clear, your students' constitutional rights doesn't end when they enter your campus grounds.
This is hilarious. Rashida Tlaib and her leftist communist drug terrorist supporting crowd, who said nothing when Parler was the platform. As a matter of fact, the things they said were to incentivize. AOC, now a squad member, was actually tweeting out the companies to make sure Parler was the platform. They attack places like Rumble and True Social every day. You all of a sudden you're free speech warriors. The thing about contrasts that work is they have to be real. You know that old expression, you can fool some of the people some of the time? You've heard it, you know, it's not cool. The American voter, and I hate talking in collectives like this, but I'm speaking in generalities because in this case of the part, the one thing they're really good at is sniffing out inauthenticity. Fraudulent behavior. They're just really good at it. You can sense it. When you ask people, they say like, I can't put my finger on it, but I just don't. The guys, there's something just not genuine about it. It's because of things like this. The Biden team doesn't seem to get this. It's the strangest thing. They don't seem to get that putting your political opponent in jail is, as the kids would say these days, is just a bad look. You're missing it. just did is only appeal to people who are going to vote for you anyway. You've got this, say, 35-40% of the country that they're going to vote Democrat no matter what. You can't do that, though. Letting a bunch of kill the Jews, pro-terrorists, vote protesters rampage on college campuses across America.
Gracias.
In no place in the known cosmos is that a winning message. Everything they're doing is
I
a
got a
joke.
pickup not too far from you. Sending you the address
Everything
now.
they're doing is embarrassing. The contrasts are humiliatingly stupid. Joe Biden, he's claiming again that this is all about free speech. His guy, Rob Flaherty, was on Capitol Hill yesterday, his White House advisor, openly testifying how they work with social media companies to censor basically conservative content. And now they're saying today, oh no, they kill the Jews rally. It's all about free speech. It's got to be authentic. People will give you leeway for candidate. They don't expect you to agree with them all the time. I get this on the show. There are people who listen to this show who disagree on certain issues. I know, I have some of them in the Facebook. We disagree on certain. But they stay here. They know any radio host who panders to every single listener on every single issue is a phone. Imagine every single person that had an issue, I agreed with everyone all the time. It's the fakest thing I've ever heard. Here's another thing that's leading these devastating polls. I'm going to get to these in a second. I want you to play, Jim, if you would, play cut 2. Here's President Trump yesterday. He's at a rally. And he can do this and Biden can't. Biden, anytime anything happens, a heckler happens, there's an interruption in the speech, Biden loses his mind because he has no ability to adjust on the fly. He is just not a natural. Here's Donald Trump. The guy throws a shark on stage yesterday for him to sign a hat. And this is just Trump doing what he does naturally, being an average, everyday, regular guy. He responds as a normal person. Joe Biden can't do this. You throw a Sharpie at the stage of Biden's going to fall over. He's going to eat it. He's going to think it's like one of those, remember sugar sticks we grew up with? He doesn't know what he's doing. The contrasts here are terrible. If Trump was running against a guy who was extemporaneous and funny as him, it may not be an asset. It may level out. He's running against the perfect fool. A guy who has no social IQ whatsoever and looks uncomfortable everything. Play that. He's really good. The speech here, Uncle Sam. Uncle Sam, though, huh? Didn't you somebody? Let's get Uncle Sam taken care of. Let's go. Yeah, good. Just throw it up.
No brains.
That's just Trump. He is nothing is scripted. You can tell. How can you tell? Just watch him. You get a heckler with Biden. What does he do? He starts screaming. He goes full Reverend King. We're all gonna die. He starts screaming at them. He doesn't know what to do. He gets the foaming at the bounce break. He's peeing himself. The guy can't adjust or adapt to any situation ever. It's just not his thing. These contrasts are devastating. That's what's leading these polls. I'm going to read some of these off. This morning consult movie. These are devastating polls. Even if you're talking about, say, a ±5 margin of error, which is substantial. I'll just give you a quick teaser. In Nevada, Trump is up 11. Even if the poll is completely wrong at a -5 error rate, he still sticks. These are devastating polls. I mean, apocalyptic level polls.
I'm bored with all the superficial ankle biters.
Legacy boxes have stayed this easy.
I got a customer for you right now.
Analog. But you don't have anybody to watch it. And with Mother's Day fast approaching, it's a great gift for the whole family. Relive moments like wedding dates, first steps, embarrassing haircut you had in the 90s. Reconnect with your family's history, new with grandmother's voice. The process is easy. Send in your just playing old VHS tapes, camcorder tapes, pictures, just like their team professionally digitizes everything by hand. USA, everything back, cloud or phone drive, along with your original. Legacy Box digitizes over 15 different types of analog media, so whether it's VHS tapes, Super 8 film reels, photo negatives, they've got you covered. All of them use Legacy Box for years now, digital.